Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play. Let's Ply. That's what we're doing. We're plying. We're Let's Plying Empire Earth Gold. I accidentally started Empire Earth Age of Conquerors and realized there's 3 more campaigns of this. If you have the Conquerors expansion, which I guess I thought was rolled into gold. Rolled gold like pretzels. I don't know. I don't know. I picked this up out of nostalgia for having played it years ago and thought it was kind of, you know, okay. There was a glut of these kind of games out at the time. There are probably better games of the genre I could have tried that I never played before. But I had nostalgia for the 4 campaigns that make up this game. Not so much these other 3 campaigns from an expansion that I guess I didn't get back in the day. And there's also a game I think longtime JG Strategy fans would be interested in seeing me play that has become available to me more recently. But for now, we've got a long time to figure that out because we're only less than halfway through the second of the 4 real campaigns, so it's not like we have to decide right away. But one thing we do need to do is begin the 100 Years' War. Alright, narrator, I wait patiently.
King Edward looked gravely at his royal counselors. He shook his head, knowing they had not the slightest idea of the danger they faced, that all England faced. "Gentlemen," the king began, "our fight against the French does not progress well. If the situation is not remedied, the crown may be in jeopardy." "Your Highness," said a young advisor, rising cautiously to his feet, "with all respect, only minor skirmishes have been fought thus far. How can one say?" Edward glared at the man, silencing him instantly.
Gonna go after the king.
"If you can hold your tongue,
take him out of the first
I
shot.
shall endeavor to explain." The advisor quickly seated himself, and Edward continued. "The French have a larger navy, a formidable army, and an abundance of resources.
And they're really good at
Moreover,
making
they
wine.
are pushing to control the channel, which you all know," he said, looking again at the impulsive counselor, "is the only route to Normandy. Should their stratagem succeed, my son shall have no way to carry the fight back to French soil." The king paused and drew a heavy sigh. "There is, however, one chance. We must destroy the French fleet before."
See, that's how it
too
used to
late.
work. Kings used to be brilliant tacticians, and their advisors were a bunch of pussies who had to be silenced. That's kind of how history is taught in the West and the East. Like, you know, failures are usually blamed on advisors. It gets different as things get closer to modern times, of course. But it'll be a while. Eventually, we're going to have Agincourt, which I think is where we have the Dauphin sending Kenneth Branagh tennis balls. But we're not there yet. This is us trying to wreck the French Navy earlier in the 100 Years' War. The 100 Years' War, it took 6 years to even begin. That's how... I mean, it's a long war. The first 6 years are considered the beginning. And I'm not going to go into anything about how modern wars and, oh, we should have stuck out Afghan. Like, no, 100 years is a bit much for a war. And in a modern war where one side has won and is just hanging around, it's even longer. But so I did bring that up, didn't I? Ah, well, whatever. It's I have personal attachment to some of the Afghanistan stuff and personal feelings about how that all went. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about the French. And I'm not particularly inviting comments in the comments section on that either. Demolition ships will destroy the French flagship in order to confuse and weaken the powerful French Navy. Interesting. Well, I haven't put any points into upgrading the British Navy, which seems odd, considering how important it is to them. But I kind of forgot there was any major naval map on this. And we have ancient ships. Great.
The French fleet lies moored at Sluis, and they greatly outnumber us. We must build up our navy if we are to have any chance of defeating them. But if we manage to sink their flagship, we can throw their
Yeah, we
entire
have ancient
flotilla into
ships.
disarray.
What the fuck? We're sending triremes against them? And is this even one where we get to build our own navy? Like have villagers and shit? I guess so. They're not even all working. Get to work! Little boy, get to work! We don't actually control them. Well, I kind of want to hold our... I want to see what we can do with this, because we've got battles coming where we're going to need really good modern forces that are not of a type that we currently have. We get to control these guys, and we have to take out the French flagship. This might be like an early part of the mission, and after we succeed, we take over our own economy and land in Normandy. I do not know. I have forgotten. So we can buy stuff from the ports, but that's about all we can do. I'm thinking 1,000 hit points, 3,500 hit points, and then the demolition ship, which is what they really want us to use, apparently. Wouldn't demolition ships just crash? Yeah, they don't... Whatever. If we're going to upgrade anything, we need to upgrade these guys. I would say attack would be our most important, followed by hit points. Range, I usually like to upgrade. I don't know how important it is. Like, ships will just move into range to attack. We'll get, like, 1 hit off extra before we are trading shots. We need to leave ourselves. We could get 1 more of these guys and then finish their upgrades, maybe.
Ahoy!
That's a frigate.
Ahoy!
These are battleships. Would frigates be worth upgrading? We don't have very many.
All hands on deck.
What we can build is battleships, frigates, and galleys. We can't build another demolition ship, which is probably why we need to protect the first one. Hit point upgrade on it might not have been a miss. It takes iron and wood. So, okay. I think 3 more ships might be more valuable. Than upgrading any one ship. These do 25, these do 108. I really, like, I know there's supposed to be a rock, paper, scissors about what counters what, but, like, battleships, like, I know they're more expensive, but they're just better at everything. Unupgraded, it's doing, okay, it's got 3 times, really 4 times the hit points of a frigate, and unupgraded, it's got 4 times the attack power, and it costs twice as much. Galleys are even weaker than frigates. Slightly more hit points, but like half the attack. Better range. Well, no, they've all got the same range except for the demolition ship. So I guess, like, I don't know if it was worth upgrading anything. Maybe I should have just bought extra ship. But without knowing exactly how much bigger the French Navy is, I don't know. We're going to have to actually avoid taking unnecessary losses here.
All hands on deck. Aye, aye, Captain.
I'm going to want to actually play the game well.
Ahoy! Sink the landlubber. All hands on deck. Sink the land. Ahoy! Sink the landlubbers. All hands on deck. Ahoy! Sink the landlubbers.
Yeah, unit control not always fantastic in this.
Ahoy! Sink the landlubbers.
We're going to definitely want to engage as few ships at a time as possible. And I don't want to do a lot of exploring and running into ships that we don't have to encounter right now. So maybe stick to our own shores. I don't think we've got any offenses up here to help us, but maybe if we stick to our own shores, we can creep in close without encountering everybody. I don't think there's different spotting ranges. I don't think there's a scout that should be leading the path here.
Hoist the sails.
I think we just hope that when they tell us we're vastly outnumbered, we have to hope that's exaggerated and that buying 3 additional ships is enough. They kind of gave us the resources that we were going to have. Oh boy. I'm starting to think we're not supposed to be able to fight this at all. That we're supposed to get out of there. The demolition ship needs to get the fuck out. This isn't working at all. No, don't head up there. Why did they turn around?
We have sunk the flagship. The French Navy is on the verge of destruction.
Doesn't seem like it from here. Oh, they're debuffed now. Well, all my ships are engaging someone. I don't know if I am doing it the most efficient way, but... Looks like putting Civ points into Navy might have been wasteful too, considering how well this is going now that they've been debuffed. Yeah, we obviously lost a lot of ships, but we spent the money we were given and won the battle. And if we get control of our economy now, I think we get to, we probably get to actually build stuff now, including more ships if we want.
The enemy fleet has been routed. What a
Unless that's
glorious
just the
victory
campaign.
for-
We just won the scenario, and half of the map isn't used. That could be the case.
Several years after the English victory at Sluys, an invasion of France, led by the Black Prince, was set to begin.
Actually, I thought the
Now
British
that
were
we
all
have
white at
landed
this
in
point.
France, it is time to march. We shall sack the nearby town of Caen and ship her plundered resources back to England.
Kane! Kane is here! Woo! We even have our ships. Okay, so I guess it doesn't matter how we won that battle, other than if we managed to win without spending our actual money, that would have been amazing, I guess. If we hadn't spent the resources we were given, we'd have extra resources now, I suppose. Doesn't seem like that was ever that likely to fly. So now, children, get to work. Okay. Oh, we still don't get to control any of our town. Defeat the French Navy. Destroy the 4 buildings at the center of Caen. Edward, the Black Prince, must survive. Oh, we just have a landing party that has already landed. I'm not even transporting them across the sea here. Well, I sure hope they gave us enough to work with, because we don't get any more.
My king.
My kingdom for me. These cost food and gold.
Yes, my lord.
Iron and food. Well, we're all out of gold. I guess I'm not upgrading any of these guys. Fuck. I don't like this mechanic where they give you a city and you don't control the economy. It's like fake. Why do they keep doing this? You could make it a different color or something to indicate that we don't control them. But I can't do anything with these economic buildings. The docks are no longer under control either. Well, Let's see what happens if I try to hold on to these points. I'm also curious what happens if I roll back ashore. Can I find anything interesting along the way? Oh no, I don't control the transport units. Great. I control you guys. I'm out of wood, so I can't upgrade you. I control you guys. I'm out of wood, so I can't upgrade you. I'm also out of gold. I control you. Only guys I can upgrade are guys who cost food and iron. Our knights cost food and gold. Our longswords cost food and iron. So really just you guys I could upgrade. That's all I can do. Alright. Oh wait, no, these are... Well, these are knights. I keep... Pikemen I keep trying to grab. Food and iron. Okay. Let's try upgrading you guys. So... Then you guys like so. 22 and 22.
Yes, my lord. My lord?
Can't afford that. Can't afford that.
Yes, my lord.
How many of each have I got?
Yes, my lord.
5 and
Yes, my lord.
4. I guess I'll upgrade you guys one more time and make you better at
My lord? Yes, my lord.
Pierce, because that'll be it. I won't be able to afford any upgrades after that. Unless we come across
Yes, my lord.
something somehow.
At your service. Yes, at your service. Yes, my lord. My king. Yes, my lord.
I mean, you march down the road, I guess, right? Range for the trebuchets would have been good. Just make it a little bit easier to defend them. I just kind of have to hope this fight's fairly easy, honestly.
We're under attack. Overthrown. Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord. With all my heart. We're your service. Yes, my lord.
Alright, so we're gonna proceed carefully here. I've got to kill 4 buildings in the center of Cain, and it doesn't look like they're,
Yes, my lord.
This should pull them out, right?
Death to the heathens.
They're just gonna let us knock down this gate, okay. I have a feeling I might have one really short video to conclude this campaign, because it seems like we either win this fight or we don't. And again, there might be another sequence after this. We were hoping to take really minimal losses here. But we lost some archers, I think. Oh no. We do need to kill those archers. Yeah, we lost archers. They seem to have charged our archers. Probably trying to get to the trebuchets. Pull them over here. Okay. Not worried about the, trying to heal up my guys. I'm not worried about the farms and shit. Come on. I guess I'm onesie-twosie getting them out of there now. Question is, do my trebuchets hurt my guys? They've got Scout. I guess Scout means they don't attack? There's got to be something that means they don't just attack everything that moves.
At your service, with all my heart.
I guess if they encircle me from behind, they could attack my,
With all my heart.
Oh, okay. Here we got towers. Let's back up.
With all my heart.
This is where the trebuchets are. That's what they're for. That and probably destroying the actual buildings. Hit the center of Cayenne. But we don't need to be losing infantry and archers to towers when we have trebuchets. I'm starting to suspect that there is no... There must be some army in here waiting that didn't come out. Because if everything they had came out, then this is pretty underwhelming. We might have other objectives we have to take after Cayenne, of course. I just thought it was called Cayenne. Cyan. I didn't think it was called Cayenne. Maybe it's cayenne, like the pepper. Alright, well, we're going to do this slowly and methodically. It could be that this is a one-video scenario. I'd be mildly surprised by that, but I'd be willing to go with it. And I'd be really glad then that I didn't spend a bunch of Civ points on the Navy, because I don't know how much we'll use it in future campaigns. This game doesn't do Navy combat all that well. I think there's, like, just the same pattern of rock, paper, scissors naval units continues throughout in different eras. I don't think it ever really improves much. This will probably lure out anyone who has to attack. Oh, this is not... This is a hospital. We don't want that. This is what we're meant to be attacking.
Yes, my lord. Oarsmen at your service. Death to the heathens.
There are more guys out here.
Yes, my lord. With all my heart. Forward. At your service.
The king to heal that guy?
Salvage the stones of this ruined building.
Okay, never mind. We are still... We must still be going after this is over then. They wouldn't be telling us not to destroy... Or... They wouldn't be giving us extra... Oh, this might be our base for... Maybe we get a base at some point before this is over. I don't really want you guys wrecking buildings that I guess will be ours later.
Heathens. With all my heart.
Or villagers that could potentially be ours, too.
At your service. With all my heart.
Now, this may be it for their army. I don't know why they'd have another cluster hiding right behind the objective.
Yes, my lord.
Go ahead and... Well, I mean, I guess I'll wait till I finish these buildings. I was about to save now in case something happens, but... There's, we're about to win, I guess, but apparently not, because we're salvaging stone from these buildings.
Laborers have arrived from England. Let us gather the stone from the rubble. When we have enough of it, it will be sent back to England.
Where we will gain control of our own base. Using citizens will be sent to England. Gather 150 stone for the rubble Kayan that it can be shipped back to England. Okay.
Yes.
Better save now in case they get killed on the way to Caen. The pepper capital of France. That would be Cayenne. It's not the same thing. I'm glad I saved enough settlement to build a wood to build a settlement. Enough settlement to build a wood. Did I get the Civ pop cap? I did. Yeah, I don't think any of the rest of these are really worth getting. I think you farm faster, gold mine faster. You don't get more than you would have had otherwise. Buildings, walls, and towers. I like the idea of doing that, but not many of these campaigns are about camping out and being, hiding, or like defending against attacks. So usually you are on offense. It's much easier for AIs to be programmed for those kinds of scenarios. You can pre-place defenses and make the player deal with them rather than the computer having to be smart about cracking your defenses. Much easier to program, I assume. One of the things that made late Panzer General campaigns kind of weird, and a lot of Allied General campaigns kind of weird too. Early on, you would be facing a German force with more firepower than you, but it wasn't good at, you set up a nice wall of defense. Wasn't good at maneuvering around it and finding things to do other than just slam themselves on the front. And have units on the front line who knew they'd get wiped out if they attacked, so they spend their turn doing nothing but blocking units behind them. A lot of that now, Panzer General, or there's a lot of that in early Allied General.
Yes. Okay.
This just feels like busy work now because nobody's trying to stop us from doing this. And I'm not sure what the stone going back to England will do. I don't know. There might be a whole convoluted plot. I didn't read any spoilers on this mission, so maybe this will get quite tricky later. And I don't know the history that well. Maybe there's some usurpation that goes on while the Black Prince is away. I kind of don't remember. I know there's all sorts of shit happening in English history at this point. I know there's all sorts of shit happening in English history. Other countries didn't have history at this point, but England did.
Yes.
We have to mine 150 stone. Can I build new villagers? Do I control? This is grayed out. I don't think I control this yet. Where do you actually build villagers from anyway? Here's the capital, so it would be here. We have 0 stone at this point. We're going to get 30, 45, 60, 75 in a moment. And we need 200. So it's going to take about 3 times of everybody filling up. I guess we're at 29 minutes or so in the video. I guess we just let them gather the stone and then we call it a video so that the next video, it may be short, but it has to be more exciting than the last few minutes of this video. I mean, I could almost be a friend and cut this content out, but it's part of the Empire Earth Gold experience. I didn't make you guys watch me min-max my army for the last one, but somehow I just feel like you guys get to sit here with me and watch us gather 150. Oh, never mind. It's 150, not 200. So it's going to take exactly to everybody collects all the gold they can carry and delivers them back. Of course, I could have made this easier with plus 20% stone mining speed civilization upgrade, which would have left our armies weaker for the final campaigns where you're given an army to start with and don't get to build anymore, which is at least how the Greek one worked.
Yeah.
So we're most of the way there, guys. We lost a few archers. It doesn't seem like we lost,
Yes, Lord.
we lost at least one longsword, it looks like, and a pikeman. I guess we lost some knights. Yeah, no, we did lose some forces for sure. Hopefully not too excessive. Like, I'm hoping that at some point we get control of our... If there's a lot more work to be done on this map, I'd like to think that at some point we're allowed to rebuild our army. Because I don't think I did a particularly poor job of commanding them, but... I'm not great at min-maxing in this game, or not that great at micro in this game. We may have overspent on boats, but...
We have gathered enough stone from the ruins of these buildings. It is time for it to be shipped across the channel.
With the wood oxen. The vaunted wood oxen will save England. Thank God for our alliance with Han China. Or Shu Han, I should say. Maybe this is the end of it. Maybe for some reason they had this really anticlimactic gather stone at the end and we're about to win the scenario. But I'm assuming there will be another video to this. There's a Burgermeister.
An architect has arrived from England. Under his supervision, we can now construct all the structures we need.
Okay, so I guess we're actually taking over Caen and advancing from here. He's just waddling over. Moving on over. Waddling on over. Move on, big dog. Sorry, move on, little dog. The big old dog is moving in. Something, something at my back door. Gigi doesn't know the words of the song he's trying to reference. Moving on over. Rocking on over, little dog. The mean old dog is coming in.
The architect has brought the plans to allow us to build a town center.
So hopefully out of 50 wood and 19 stone, or we're in trouble. Alright, well, it's a town center, but we don't have any fucking food! Well, we have to go find some... Can't build farms, we don't have any wood. We have to go find some... Oh, never mind, they already have farms. Okay. Alright, well, next time I guess we're taking over...
We must rebuild our forces and prepare again for battle. To the northeast lies the city of Calais. It shall be the next city to fall.
Well, as long as they don't attack us and we just get to sit here taking our time, which is... This game usually has scripted attacks. Although I've definitely played... I was pre-playing around, just goofing off with the final campaign. And in that, it does seem like the AI is set hostile and just attacks you. But I'm expecting in the next video, we'll just get to play around with building up our town. So if you thought watching 150 stone get gathered was exciting, whoa, you ain't seen nothing yet, boyo. When we come back next time, city management at Kion Peppertown. Bye-bye.